Hi, Year 7. I'm just going to go over exercise 8b for any of you who need a little bit of help. So here's question 1. Question 1 says, use the correct order of operations to evaluate the following. Now make sure you're having a look at all of these blue boxes at the top and on the previous pages. They will help you. See how here it says example 8a next to question 2. So that's where you go if you need some help. Now the first one says, use the correct order of operations to evaluate the following. Now I'm just going to do 1a with you. Now 1a says 4 plus 2 times 5. Now do we remember BIDMAS or BODMAS or PEMDAS? Do we do plus first or do we do times? Hopefully you said times. So 2 times 5 is going to give me 10, isn't it? And then I have to add on the 4. 4 plus 10 gives 14. So that's what you have to do with the other ones. Remember, do times and divide before plus and minus. And when you get to question C, do each of those times separately before you subtract the two answers. Okay? Now in question 2, you're going back to practice what you did on Maths Online. Now if you haven't done Maths Online, finished all 3, can you go and do that now, please? You really need to do that first. So question 2 says, what number would you get if you replaced B with a 5? So you're doing substitution today. Just like in soccer, if you get substituted throughout the game, it just means you're replacing one player for another one, doesn't it? Well, that's all you're doing with exercise 8b. You're replacing a letter with a number. So the expression at the end is 12 plus B. Now, if you read the question, it says, what number would you get if you replaced B with a 5? So I am going to change this to red, and I'm going to cross it out, and I'm going to put a 5. What do you get if you go 12 plus 5 now? Hopefully you said 17. So that's all you're doing, pretty much for this whole exercise. You are replacing whatever letter they give you with a number. That's it. And you should always get a numerical answer. There's no, A's and B's in any of these answers, all right? That's what substitution is. So hopefully that's a little bit easier. Now question 3, I'll read it to you, but I want you to try it on your own. It says, what number is obtained when x equals 3 is substituted into the expression? So you're going to replace the x in 5 times x with a 3. All right, there should be no x's left, and your answer should be a number. Have a go at that one on your own. And what is the result of evaluating 10, take away u? If u is 7, so again, replace the u with a 7 and do 10, take away 7. You can write that answer down on your own. Now 5, I believe you only have to do A and B, A and C. So I'm going to do 5b for you just to make sure. 5b says, the equation is 12 plus b, and in question 5b it says b is 8. So I'm going to cross out the b, and I'm going to put an 8. What's 12 plus 8, you say? 20, miss. That's right. Just pretend you're in the classroom. Okay? All right, so in question 6, 7, and 8, you're pretty much doing that first column. So columns go down, rows go across, so you're going downwards. So I'm just going to have a go at a couple in question 6. I'm going to do 6b first of all. So if you read the top of question 6, it says, if x equals 5. So what you're doing now is replacing the x with a 5, okay? And working out the answer. So if I write x times 2, I'm going to change my colour. I change my x to a, it's said in the top, a 5. What's 5 times 2? You say 10, miss. Yay. That's right. Let's try a harder one. Let's try h. H says 30 minus brackets 4x plus 1. Okay, so we need to remember a couple of things here. First thing I'm going to remember, let's change my pen. X is a 5 according to the top. Now remember in algebra, I'm going to write this out. 4 and an x squashed together means what operation? Hopefully you said times. So you're actually doing 4 times 5 there, so watch out for that. You're not just squashing the 4 and the 5 together to get 45. You actually have to times them. So order of operations says, let's do the brackets first. Now within the brackets, you've got 4 times 5 and you've got plus 1. What do we do first? Times or plus? BidMaths tells us to. Hopefully you said times. So what's 4 times 5? 20, isn't it? Now let's finish off the brackets. What's 20 plus 1? Hopefully you said 21. Now I'm going to rewrite everything else. Make sure the 21 is second because the 30 should be first. And now let's do 30. Take away 21 and hopefully we get 9. All right, let's try another one. I'll write the question out in blue. Doing the middle column again. Let's try K. 6K says x plus 7 over 4. Now, if you think you know what you're doing, pause the video, go and have a go. You don't have to stay watching this. You can always come back to it later if you come across one you're not sure of. So I am going to get my little trusty red out. I'm going to change my x to a 5. Now, when you have a fraction line, you must do the top section first. That's a rule of mathematics. So that means I've got to do the 5 plus the 7 first. 5 plus 7 makes 12. And then I'm going to go over 4. The reason being is in BidMaths, brackets also includes, the B for brackets also includes this fraction line. So if this fraction line goes underneath 2 or more numbers or terms, you have to put them in brackets, okay? That's a mathematical rule we'll have to remember. And now 12 over 4 is the same as 12 divided by 4, which is, hopefully you said 3. All right, let's try Q because that looks pretty hard. And then I am going to do a couple of 7 and let you go. So Q says 100 minus 4, brackets, 3 plus 4x. Okay, let's get a different color. So let's change the x to a 5. Now remember, you got a 4 and an x together. So what needs to be in between there? Hopefully you said times. Now you'll notice the 4 and the brackets, that doesn't have anything in between it, does it? So you need to know that that also means, I'll move that up a bit, that there is a times there before the brackets. All right, so this is what all of this should look like. Okay, right, so here we go. We've got 100 minus 4 times brackets, 3 plus 4 times 5, close brackets. Okay, what do I do first? BidMaths says brackets, so it's 2 our brackets. Inside the brackets, I've got a plus and a times. What do I do first, the plus or the times? Hopefully you said times. 4 times 5 is 20. Use your calculator if you're not sure. And now do 20 plus 3. Hopefully you get 23. Now I'm going to write everything else out as it is, and I'm going to use my order of operations. So now I've got a minus and I've got a times. What do I do first? Let's try a different color. I'm going to try green now. Do I do the minus first or do I do the times first? Would BidMaths, the DM part of BidMaths tells me to do divided by or multiplication before I do the AS, the addition or subtraction. So I actually have to do this bit first. So if you're not very good, get your calculator out. If your brain's a bit dead like mine, I'm going to get my calculator out. 4 times 23. Well, I haven't actually got my calculator, so I'm going to have to do it in my head. So 4 times 25, I know is 100. So 4 lots of 2 is 8. So 100 minus 8 is, hopefully you said 92. And I think I've just worked out our answer for us, don't you? 100 minus 92 is 8. Okay, now when you get to question 7, you just have 2 numbers this time to substitute. So question 7 says substitute A equals 2 and B equals 3. So I'm going to do 7B for you. It says 3A take away 2. So I'm going to get my trusty red pen out. Now across the top it said A equals 2. So I'm going to cross out the A and put a 2. Right, now remember that's a 3 and an A squashed together. That means a times. So you need to go 3 times 2 is 6. And then I haven't done anything with a minus 2 yet, so I'm just going to write that down. And what's 6 take away 2? Hopefully you said 4. Right, let's try E. I'll do a couple of crossways. I'm about to run out of room. Let's try 5A minus 2B. Right, now we've got 2. All right, let's get a different coloured pen. All right, so that means 5 times whatever the A is. Remember, a 5 and an A squashed together means it's a multiplication. We just don't write it in. It's the default operation, isn't it? So what did we say the A was again? That's a 2. Now the next one is a minus 2 times a B. But we got to swap the B with a 3. Beautiful. Okay, so now order of operations says do the timeses separately before you do the subtraction. So let's do that. What is 5 times 2? Hopefully you said 10. What is 2 times 3? Hopefully you said 6. And 10 take away 6 is, oopsies, equals, there we go, 4. All right, let's try one more. I'll see if I can get both of these in, and then you can go off and have a go on your own. So H says 2 times brackets 3A plus 2B. Ooh, okay. All right, get a different colour pen. So remember that means the A turns into a 2 and the B turns into a 3. Okay, so let's write what we've got. So I've got 2 times brackets there, so I'm going to do that first. 2 times brackets. And then I've got 3A, which turns out to be 3 and 2, but don't forget, we write multiplication in between, don't we? And then a plus. And then it was 2B, which means we're going 2 times the B, which we wrote down as 3. Okay, so let's do the brackets bit first. There we go, I'm running out of room. What's 2 times 3? Let's use purple. Hopefully you said 6. 2 times 3 over here says 6. Now remember, we're doing the brackets, but inside the brackets you have to do the timeses first separately. Now we can add them. What's 6 plus 6? Hopefully you said 12. Now over here, I've still got a times 2 to do, don't I? So now I have to do times 2 times 12, and that gives me 24. Woo-woo! Now I'm just going to have a quick go at K over here. What's that? That's 7K. Because it looks a bit hard. It's got A, B over 3 plus B. All right, let's do this one downways. So A, different colour. A is a 2. B is a 3. And this B is also a 3. So let's just change them all first. Now remember, A, B squashed together like that means times. So don't forget to times it. So I'm going to do that first. 2 times 3 is 6. So that becomes 6 over 3. And then plus that 3. So let's work that out. How many 3's fit into 6? Hopefully you said 2, miss. And then you get plus 3. I'm running out of room. 2 plus 3 is 5. There you go. All right, let's see how you go. 1 to 7. And don't forget to have a go at my starter pyramid puzzle. Any work that you do, don't forget to upload it to Google Classroom. See you later, Year 7. Have a good day.